welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to introduce the solution to the specific Leetcode question called design a circular queue. So before we start the real content for today, I would like to invite you to help subscribe this channel. It can really help grow this channel, and thanks a lot. So let's get started. Design your implementation of a circular queue. So the circular queue is a linear data structure in which the operation are performed based on FIFO, like first in, first out principle, and the last position is connected back to the first position to make a circle. So it's called a ring buffer. So one of the benefits of the circular queue is that we can make use of the space in front of the queue. So in a normal queue, once the queue becomes full, we cannot insert the next element, even if there's space in front of the queue. But using the circular queue, we can use the space to store the new values. So let's see, we have a couple of the APIs, the constructor, so we are going to give it the capacity of the queue, and the friend is going to get the friend item from the queue. Otherwise, if it's empty, it is going to return -1, and rare is going to return the last item of the queue. If the queue is element, we are going to return -1. In queue is going to insert an element into the circular queue, return true if the operation is successful. So otherwise, it is going to return false. So delete an element from the circular queue, which is dq. It is going to return true if the operation is successful, and is empty, is full. Try to tell whether the queue is empty or if it is full. So this is an example. I'll just skip it. So let's see the constraints. So it says that k is between 1 to 1000 and value is between 0 to 1000. So we have like at most 3000 cost to enqueue dq, front rare is empty is full. And also it says, could you solve the problem without using the built-in queue? Yeah, of course. So having said that, let's take a look at the solution and the code. So we are using a underlying array to implement this circular queue. So we have 4 different parameters we are going to define in this class. So one is the queue, which is of size of k, and head count, head pointer, which is going to point to the first element within the queue, and count is how many elements are there within the queue. Capacity is what is the maximum number of the elements we could store in the queue. So we initialize that in the constructor. So let's say so for is empty, it's very easy to implement. We just return whether the count is equal to 0 or not. Is full means we just need to tell whether the count, the number of the elements, is equal to the capacity. So front, if it is empty, we are just going to return -1. Otherwise, we are going to return the first element within the queue, which is pointed to the head by the head. And also for the rare, if it is empty, we return -1. Otherwise, it is head plus count -1 and modular capacity, because it is a circular queue. So those are pretty easy to implement. And also for enqueue, dq, what is enqueue? So for enqueue, if it's already full, then we are not going to enqueue the new element. We are just going to return false. Otherwise, we set the value at the current position, which is a tail of the queue. It is computed by head plus count modular capacity, and then we plus the count, and we return true. For dq, it is something like if it is empty, so we have nothing to dq, we are going to return false. Otherwise, we are going to first minus the count, which means we are going to remove one element from the queue, and we are going to move the head to the next, because we have just popped the first element from the queue, and we finally return true. So you can see that the whole thing, the space-wise, it is going to be all of k. Runtime wise, each of the API are going to be O1 operation. So that's it for this coding question. If you have any question about the solution, feel free to leave some comments below. If you like this video, please help support this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.